Local police department is trying to prevent what we're seeing in the Tenzing case and other similar cases around the country. Everyday officers have to make split-second decisions that can mean the difference between life and death. Angela Ingram shows us how Middletown is working to make things safer for the community and the officers.
They've been through training on the job, but the next 8 weeks will be intense for 75 officers. This scenario is an active shooter event.
You're just there to check on the school resource officer. Okay. All right. On three.
A Middletown officer is checking on a school resource officer with students inside of the building.
And I want to make sure the officers know that they have to neutralize the threat before they render aid to an officer.
A gunman shoots one officer and runs back into the school.
Hey there, man, I'll be back.
The active shooter scenarios are just part of the training. It also involves different traffic stop situations. The police chief says this helps officers decide when to shoot and when to use other tools like a taser, and they're making a distinction between a person who's non-compliant and a suspect who's resisting.
Non-compliant means that person just isn't, they're not fighting you, they're not actively resisting, they're just not listening to your commands. They might have their hands up, they might be walking around the car. So we want to use less than lethal weapons on something like that.
There's also a heavy emphasis on officer safety.
Well, it's just the current climate right now. I mean, every day if you look at the news, I think last night we had 2 Iowa officers that were shot and killed. So we just want the officers to be prepared for the unexpected.
The chief says the hours in and out of the classroom are worth it.
Drop the gun! Get down! Down on the ground!
To protect his officers and the public.
I want them to know that they're safe here. I mean, you know, we try to do things right. We don't always do things right because we're human. But, you know, what we see around the country is this disconnect, and this training helps us to bridge that.
In Middletown, Angela Ingram, Local 12 News.
Middletown Police are planning more training like this in the spring.
A memorial